I want to be honest with you, painfully honest. You see, I didn't mess up my life because I lacked knowledge. No, I had too much of it. I knew what was right. I just chose not to do it. And that's the worst kind of failure. The one you can't blame on anyone else. I wasn't clueless. I was careless. I didn't fall into a pit because I didn't see it. I saw it. I stared at it. I even measured its depth, and then jumped in like I was auditioning for the Olympics. I knew how to love people. I mean, I could give advice like a licensed relationship therapist. I knew love meant sacrifice, patience, forgiveness. I knew love wasn't about flowers on Valentine's. It was about calling someone when they're falling apart and you're tired too. But what did I do? I loved when it suited me. I apologized when I felt like it. I withdrew when loving became too hard. And I blamed people for walking away, when in truth I'd emotionally packed up long before they left. I knew better. But I acted like I didn't, and life didn't pity me for it. I knew the value of money too. I wasn't born yesterday. I've read the books, watched the documentaries, attended the financial seminars, some free, some paid. I even underlined the part that said, pay yourself first. But instead, every time money hit my account, it became a temporary visitor, a tourist, an illegal immigrant I happily deported with fast food, impulse shopping, unnecessary gifts, and things I can't even find in my house anymore. I once bought an expensive phone with my rent money. You know how long I used it? 3 days. Then it got stolen. I cried like someone had lost a child, but deep down I was more ashamed of what I knew than what I'd lost. See, the pain isn't just that life hit me hard. The pain is that I willingly dropped my guard and said, come hit me. I knew time was precious too. Oh, trust me, I was always preaching about redeeming the time. I had alarms, calendars, to-do lists that looked like novels. But what did I do with my time? I wasted it like it was a free refill, scrolling endlessly, watching shows I've forgotten, arguing on social media with people whose birthdays I don't even know, telling myself, I'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow became next week, and next week became next year. And before I knew it, I was waking up with a mountain of regret and a pocket full of could-have-beens. You know what's crazy? I knew I had talent. Not in theory, in reality. People told me. Doors opened, but I postponed everything like my destiny was on layaway. Let me say something that will sting. The world does not reward potential. It rewards execution. You can be a genius. You can be anointed. You can be a walking encyclopedia. But if you don't show up and do the work consistently, you'll keep watching people with half your skill live the life you dreamed of. And while you're sulking, they're building. Even spiritually, I knew I needed discipline. I knew I couldn't feed my soul on Sunday and starve it the rest of the week. I knew that late-night scrolling wasn't just killing my sleep, it was feeding desires I couldn't control. But I entertained those urges like old friends, and they robbed me in silence. It starts small. A little compromise here, a little excuse there. And before you know it, sin isn't something you fall into, it becomes your lifestyle. The worst part? I still showed up with a smile, quoting scriptures while crumbling inside. I knew I needed to speak up too. I knew how to express myself. I've written letters. I've stood before people and spoken with power. But in real relationships, I hid behind silence. Instead of saying, "You hurt me," I'd withdraw and pretend I was fine. Instead of apologizing, I'd wait for time to heal wounds that I was called to close with words. And when the silence got too loud and the distance too wide, I told myself, they gave up on me. But the truth? I stopped showing up for them. And when it came to success, I knew the path. I really did. Wake up early, build small habits, network, be consistent, stop comparing, do what you can with what you have. I could teach a class on success, but what did I do? I waited for the right moment, for the inspiration, for the stars to align, and guess what? The people who showed up, flawed, fearful, but faithful, overtook me like I was standing still. I was paralyzed by perfection. I didn't want to start small. I wanted to start strong. I wanted applause before progress, and life just kept teaching me over and over. You don't grow by waiting to be great. You grow by being faithful with little. But I ignored the wisdom I already had, and now I have the pain I never wanted. And if you're listening to this and it sounds like your story, I want you to know, this isn't a message of shame. It's a wake-up call, a mirror, a rescue rope. Because knowing what's right and not doing it doesn't make you mysterious. It makes you miserable. James 4:17 says, "To him who knows the good he ought to do and doesn't do it, to him it is sin." That's me. That's many of us. The beauty is, it's not too late to change, but it will be too late someday. I can't undo the years I wasted, but I can redeem the years I've got left, and so can you. You don't need another sermon. You don't need another quote. You need to obey what you already know. You need to pick up what you put down. You need to finish what you started. So ask yourself, what do you know is right that you've been ignoring? Start there. And if this video found you in a season of almost, someday, or I know, but let this be the last day you stay there. Because the enemy of your destiny isn't always the devil. Sometimes it's your delay. If this message hit home, tell me in the comments, I knew it, but I delayed. And finish the sentence. Like, share, and subscribe. Maybe someone in your life needs to hear this too. And remember, wisdom without action becomes regret. It's time to act. You already know what to do.